we begin with the latest on Project Blue. That's the proposed data center near I-10 in Houghton that hit a major roadblock earlier this week.
Yeah, Tucson City Council voting unanimously to stop any steps to annex land for the project into city limits. That killed the key part of the plan. Project Blue ran into major public opposition. During 2 informational meetings about the project, people voiced concerns about the data center's usage of large amounts of water and power. The local unions were in favor of the project because of the construction jobs it would bring, but City Council voting unanimously on Tuesday to end steps to annex the land. But is Project Blue really dead?
Well, maybe not. As KGUN 9's Craig Smith reports, now Project Blue says it still sees a future in Tucson and suggests the city of Tucson was not interested in an option that would have used less water.
Protesters turned out in force to oppose the data center. They did not see the project's promise of jobs and tax revenue as a fair trade for something that would use millions of gallons of water a day in our desert environment. It did not win them over. The developers planned to stop using drinkable water once they completed an 18-mile pipeline to bring reclaimed water to the data center. Pima County supervisors sold Beal Infrastructure 290 acres to use for Project Blue, but the plan also required the city of Tucson to annex the county land and provide the water hookup. Everyone on Tucson City Council voted no to the city's part of the plan, but a news release from Beal Infrastructure hints that the company will try to build the data center anyway. The release includes this sentence: "We continue to believe there is a win-win solution to bring this record-breaking investment to Tucson." The release also says Beal Infrastructure could have offered a plan with cooling systems that would use less water, but says the city was more interested in the company's offer to build that 18-mile pipeline for reclaimed water and build it oversized to give the city the ability to deliver reclaimed water for Project Blue and other uses the city might want. The release says alternative cooling designs have not yet been prioritized for Project Blue based on the city's feedback and desire to see reclaimed water infrastructure expansions, but they are a viable path for data centers to operate in the region with minimal water use.
And Craig Smith joins us here in studio now live. Craig, you're the first reporter to actually talk about Project Blue possibly being built without using millions of gallons of water.
And we should clarify that I contacted Beal Infrastructure, the company behind Project Blue, and said, please clarify this. And I gave them detailed questions, and they said, look at the release. And it's like, well, these questions are based on the release I just finished reading. Now, one of the things I talked to Councilmember Nikki Lee shortly after we read that portion of that release, and she has a background in IT, is one of the people who kind of was particularly precise in questioning this project. And she said she had a meeting with people from Beal Infrastructure and said that she asked them, could they use an alternative, like closed loop water system? Sure. And they said, well, there'd be an electrical penalty. They'd have to use more power for that. But she also very pointedly said that nobody from the city staff told her that was a possibility for one different version of Project Blue that might have less of the objection to heavy water use.
Yeah, so it may have had a different outcome had maybe City Council been given that ulterior way of doing things.
But from what we're hearing from now, and we don't have a total poll of the council members, it does sound like they didn't get any sense that was an option.
Yeah, they were left out of the loop on that at least.